All right, boys and girls, welcome back. 18th of January, it is a Sunday, which is a rest day for me, and I've just woken up. It's like just past 5 a.m. I get up the same time every morning, 5 o'clock, but weirdly, this last week, I found myself waking up naturally at around about 4, feeling like super awake and well rested, and then sometimes I'm kind of laying in bed, kind of lightly resting that last hour, but then still feeling like great when I wake up. So without, trying to read into it too much, I think that I'm just getting really good quality sleep in that first, because that's nearly, I go to bed quite early. So it's been 7.5, 8 hours in bed. So it does make sense. I think my body's kind of done with sleeping. Anyway, starting the day off as I do every day, get up, have a hot shower, make my bed, and then I've got in front of me a black coffee and a shaker with some electrolytes in it. I know electrolytes have become so cliche and such a bit of a buzzword in the industry. You don't have to take them. I'm obviously getting up and going and doing cardio pretty soon, and I just know it makes getting in 1.5 liters of water a lot easier than having it plain. And also I do notice a difference of feeling just more energized, performance, mental clarity, just going into the start of my day before I have my first meal, which is going to be for a couple hours. So yeah, I hate even mentioning it because I feel like it's just such a cliche thing, but yeah, I do have it every morning. I'm using Ghost Hydration. They're the best formula that I've been able to find because they actually have a solid amount of potassium. A lot of them are very lacking in potassium, I found, and that one actually has more potassium than sodium, which is quite good. So I think last saw you guys for my high day. So I've run 2 high days, then 4 low days. And this is about to be the 3rd low day in a row. So one more to go, one more to go after today, and that is the end of my fat loss phase, guys. So this will be my last video that I'll probably do for this. So that's pretty cool. My back injury is doing miraculously well. I actually got some BPC 157. Once again, such a cliche thing, but when I first tweaked my back, I'm not having this become a big thing that drags on for months. I need to get over this as quick as possible. So I started doing that at 500 mcg a day. I think I'm only 4 or 5 days in, and it has been quite miraculous how quickly my back is healing. I did my 2nd leg day yesterday since the injury. My first one back, I was quite conservative, still conservative yesterday, pushed it a bit more. And yeah, it's feeling really good. I'm still being very cautious and not just going to what I feel I can do, because the last thing I want to do is take another 2 steps back, if that makes sense. All right, there is the city of Bangkok, slowly waking up. All right, like I've mentioned in the past, once caffeinated and hydrated, I start every morning with going across the road to the gym, training at Unreal here in Thailand, Unreal Gym, literally a 2-3 minute walk away from my condo, which is up there. And so I go across here today it's gonna be cardio, but I go every day of the week, but on rest days, the 20 minutes on the treadmill just gets a faster speed and an incline. And I don't start my 20-minute time until my heart rate is already elevated a bit more. So that's the only difference that happens on rest days. And then after that, I'll do a little bit of mobility, which since the back injury, I've been doing a lot more of all throughout the day. And sometimes it'll be some abs, but today on a rest day, and especially with the back injury, I'll do a bit of extra mobility, but then I'm also going to do some posing in the posing room. So I should just show you guys, this is the driveway to my condo, and then here's the street, and that's that orange sign there, that's the gym. So the gym is just behind this building. Now my condo does actually have its own gym up on the roof. It actually has a decent amount of equipment, but obviously treadmills, cardio equipment, where I could do my cardio, but they don't actually open the doors to it, annoyingly, until 7. But I've found that even if they were open now, I do like this routine of coming across to the actual gym, and it's always empty, or pretty much always empty at this time, because they only open at 6 and I'm pretty much getting there at 6. And yeah, just kind of do my cardio. And in fact, they have more equipment there if I want to do abs, and then the posing room if I want to pose. So, right, I'm going to get all of this done that I just mentioned so that I can get back and have meal number 1. I don't mind meal number 1 being a little bit later than I'd normally have it on this rest day, by 30 minutes or so, just because without that then training window, it just helps me manage with the hunger a bit of the rest day. Bit of abs, tiny bit of mobility, and posing, done. I am a bit later than normal because my treadmill was taken. There's 2 treadmills, but one of them like has this weird thing where the track pad will like stick, if that makes sense, where it's like, you'll get like this big jolt. I don't know if that really makes sense, but I had to wait like 5-10 minutes to get the one I wanted. So it's already 11 past 7. So put my kit back on and get home and get meal 1 underway. This is what it looks like a little bit later. So I've got a decent view. It's pretty fucking nice. All right guys, meal number 1 time. Now you're up on like the microwave. I don't have a fancy DJI camera, so it's not gonna swivel around and you guys won't be able to see what we're doing. But yeah, I'm hungry. Meal number 1 is it's very much the same kind of meal as I showed in the last video, but the quantities are just, of course, reduced because it's a rest day, or not even because it's a rest day, because it's a low day. So we've got our oat cream of rice combo, salted caramel protein today. Now I'm going to need a fresh packet of mulberries. This is one thing, if and when I move back to Australia, or anywhere else other than here really, I'm going to miss these so much. Mulberries. They are like just above strawberries in terms of like carbs per gram, so you can get a lot of volume out of them, and they taste delicious. 150 grams of those bad boys. Yeah, they taste like better than blackberries, better than boysenberries. Who knows how that works. Also going to weigh out my salt for the day. So I just have like this big bag of pink salt, and then I have this little container, and I got my micro scales here, and I'll just weigh out my 15 grams. But then I know that one of these, rounded off, is pretty much 3 grams. So then I will just take one of these in each meal, and it might be off by, 0.1, 0.2 of a gram, but I know but per meal, but for the total for the day, I'm always getting my 15 grams. So that's the way I like to do it. And like, I used to think, tracking sodium's like a bit too far. I don't know, the stress of it, or just like too much, that's going too crazy. But it's just like one thing to do in the morning, and then it's just, you take your salt from one little thing, and then it's standardized. So super easy to do. One thing that like I wish I just started doing earlier, to be honest. I've been doing it for a while now, but still. All right, salt over the top. No, I guess on the topic as well, that's another thing. Putting like your pills for the week, I have all my pills for the week I do into these different things. That's another thing. I started doing that like maybe a year and a half ago. And before that, I would still have all these health subs, but you would be so inconsistent at taking them. Like you would miss a day or two a week, and then you'd miss like certain ones that you meant to have at certain times. And yeah, doing that was like another thing that, why didn't I just do that earlier? Could have been way more consistent. So highly recommend that as well. All right, I cannot multitask. I need to put the cacao, see, here we go. I don't know why you guys can't see anything. It's probably not very entertaining, but this just needs cacao nibs. Actually, we'll do a bit of cinnamon as well. Can't forget that. All right, I'll get the cacao nibs, and then I'm going to sit down and I'll show you guys when we're eating it. All right, this is what she's looking like. I will chuck up on the screen what is in it for you guys to see a screenshot, but very sad in volume compared to what it was on the high day, but it will do the trick. And unfortunately, it's in this rectangular bloody abomination because my normal glass bowl decided to crack the other day. They don't seem to do too well in the microwave, even though they're meant to be heat resistant, so it cracks. So we have to put it in here for now, but I have some more glass bowls on the way because this just is not it. All right, definitely feeling quite depleted after doing like that cardio and stuff, just feeling like that lightheadedness of like, I need to eat. But I had a closer look at some of that posing footage and surprisingly happy. I'm not sure, I'll probably put up some clips of it if I haven't already. I always feel like when I watch full days of eating sometimes, and maybe it's someone that you just clicked on their channel for the first time and they're all in clothes, you don't really get like context of what they're talking about. And you wish like, oh, can they throw up a quick physique pic? So I'm not trying to be vain, but you know, I'm lean at the moment, so this is the time to be like, hey guys, look at where I'm at. But yeah, I was pleasantly happy with what I saw when looking back at it, even though it's like good light. I posed 2 different types of lighting. I don't know what I'm going to show in this, but anyway, I was happy. Rest day bliss. It's something really nice about eating this meal. And obviously I love training, but it's not like this stress of like, okay, and then I gotta get up and get all this ready and then head to the gym and train. Like, rest day. So after this, actually the place needs a little bit of tidy up, a few little bits and bobs just to put in their place. But then I'll probably go for a walk to a cafe with my laptop and do some work and have a iced long black, take some stevia to put in there and just chill. Yeah, not much else to say, I don't think. Like, this is not going to touch the sides. I'm going to be very hungry, but it's already 7:50, so I can probably eat again at like, I'll eat again at like 10:30, 10:15. So, and you know, go and get a coffee, time will fly by. So it's no big deal. 2 days of fat loss left. It's honestly light work, been the easiest. I've not really felt like I've been dieting at all. I've been so surprised at like the fullness I've been able to maintain as well. Like I've gotten leaner and leaner, but there hasn't been many days where I've like been super flat. Even though we always like to say we're flat. I feel like that's the classic bodybuilding. Everyone's just always like super flat today, super flat. Like you're just always running flat. But the one time I definitely was flat was when I got that like food poisoning sickness in Hong Kong. Those visuals, maybe I'll pop those up now as well, just to like compare, but I was like just very sucked out there, you could see. But anyway, stop yapping, Geordie, and fucking eat. I'll see you guys later on. It might be take you on the coffee adventure, or see you at meal 2. All right, as you've probably seen, just down at the cafe now, got myself black coffee. Got myself a Monster, because Monsters pretty much weren't available here at all in Thailand. So the whole time I've been here, that was an easy way to beat the addiction. But they've recently put them in 7-Elevens, and they must have different regulations here. So these 330ml cans only have 45 grams of caffeine. So you kind of like smack them down, and it's only like a coffee, not like 50 megs. So that is pretty handy. So especially seeing I'm at the end of the fat loss phase, I'm treating myself to them when I feel like it, obviously early in the day, before like 9, and not feeling guilty about it. But yeah, this is a cafe just like 15-minute walk away, so I got some post-meal steps in after that meal 1, doing some work stuff on the laptop. Yeah, drink the coffee, drink the Monster, got some water as well, so I got messages popping through on my phone that are distracting me. I film all of these on my phone, I have like a $3,000-$4,000 camera set up back in my room that I just never touch, because it's just so simple filming on the phone, editing on my phone. And I find just taking away that like barrier of having to fuck around the camera, I'm way more likely to do these videos for you guys. But yeah, this is one of the few places that is actually open early. They open at like 7. It's very typical for cafes not to open until like 10 o'clock here, which kind of sucks because there's one that does way better coffee than this that is right near here that doesn't open until 10 every day. So I never get to really have coffee there because I don't like having my caffeine that late. But yeah, there's like 2 people in the whole place, even though it's like 9 a.m. So, sorry, I'm really overstimulated. I got like coffee monster stuff in front of me on the laptop. I wish they put it in like a mug, not this glass thing. I go buying this for like an iced one, but I want a nice mug for my coffee. I've said a lot. All right, I'm gonna just keep doing these bits and bobs that I need to get done. Get caffeinated, get the caffeine in before it's too late in the day. I really like keeping all my caffeine like super early. On a training day, when I don't have like a rest day where I'll come to a cafe, I literally have all my caffeine by 5:15 in the morning, and then there's no more caffeine for the day. So I'm pretty good with that. All right, boys and girls, back home, meal number 2. I'll put the screenshot on the screen so you guys can see what is in it and the calories and the macros, but I will tell you that it is 60 grams of rice flour with 60 grams of salted caramel protein from Whey Labs, which is a brand I've been getting here. I think it's an American brand, but really good macros on it and it mixes very well. Anyway, we got 150 grams of mulberries and 10 grams of almond butter measured on the precision scales, which is why it looks like that much and doesn't look like this huge amount when other people say 10 grams and it looks like they have 50 grams. And 3 grams of pink salt on that as well. Once again, this is the same meal that you would have seen on the high day, being it's cream of rice for meal 2, but it doesn't have all the extra cereal and dates and extra carbs in it. So, but in terms of volume, it seems very similar. Like this one doesn't honestly seem to be that much worse. There's something about the rice flour over here, guys. It's not the gluttonous one. That's horrible. But just the normal rice flour that you get here for like $1 a kilo, it just seems to be able to take on like an infinite amount of water and still set completely thick like a cake. Like, let me show you. So this is 60 grams of rice flour. Can you see how much is really in this bowl? Like, it's a pretty fucking big bowl. I got big hands. So yeah, that's all that's different being a rest day. It's like 10:45 now. I am going to eat this, obviously. Probably just watch some YouTube. And then I need to go buy my chicken and some fish probably for my next 2 meals, and some eggs actually, and some veg. I'm gonna get some groceries. But might go in the sauna today, don't know. Honestly, really just wanna have a super chill day now. Had a pretty good morning, got some stuff done at the cafe, feeling really good, positive, motivated, all that. But now I just wanna, I got, one more low day tomorrow. I don't want to get carried away today and be on my feet all day and then feel absolutely floored tomorrow. So I'm going to do today what it is meant to be, a rest day, take it easy, play. I should show you guys. I haven't shown this on a vlog yet, I don't think, which I should have. I will definitely today spend some time. That is right. I've got Pokemon Emerald on the old Game Boy. This is so good to pass the time, and I can't tell you how many times I've gotten like real comfy, had my head like kind of on the pillow on the couch, and I just like nod off playing this, and I'm like little, when you like kind of sleep for like a minute and then you like kind of come back to, play a little bit, you're just kind of drifting in and out, and it feels so relaxing without going into like a deep nap where you feel groggy after. Anyway, I will definitely play some of that later as part of my rest day, and yeah. Anyway, enough yap. I'll see you guys for meal number 3, which is going to be a meal where it'll probably be like 450 calories, but wait till you see how much volume I get and how good it's going to look. One of my favorite meals. And It's crazy that my high day meal can be like double the calories, but this is still good. Meal number 3. Very different looking from the first 2 meals. If you were wondering when I was going to have something other than whey protein and rice flour, then here you go. All right, we are back with meal number 3. So, like always, I'll put it on the screen, but I'll walk you through it. So we have 250 grams of pumpkin, then we have 300 grams of non-starch veg. Now, I've got a huge mix here. We have carrot, asparagus, eggplant, cherry tomatoes, spinach, snow peas, onion, and some gherkins, making up the non-starch veg. And then I have 120 grams of chicken, which is kind of all cut up through the veg. And then we have 80 grams of this sea perch, which honestly, best whitefish I've ever had. Absolutely love it. Get it from across the road at this like Japanese market, and it's so good. And then I have 5 grams of olive oil, 5 grams of avocado oil. So I mix it up just to get more nutrient diversity and fat diversity in there. Sometimes I'll do actual avocado, sometimes I'll put nut butter on this meal. I'll put like 15 grams of almond butter. It's super tempting to do it all the time because it goes really well with the pumpkin. But I'm trying to get some diversity with my fat sources. That's why I don't just want to put almond butter on every meal as the fat source. Things that might jump out at you with this meal compared to like typical bodybuilding full days of eating. I see a lot of people, even when they're dieting, they don't have much veg. Now, I'm not trying to like talk down on anyone else's approach. I eat a lot of veg. Like, I don't even count this pumpkin towards like my veg count. Like, but this, if you count the pumpkin here, there's 550 grams of veg. And when I'm at foods higher, I have one of my meals, I have half a kilo of sweet potato and 300 grams of other like non-starch veg with it. I've always kind of done that. I tolerate it super well. I don't get any, like my stomach is tight and flat afterwards. Like it's not really that much volume once the veg kind of cooks down. And yeah, I just love getting in all the different diverse micronutrients, and I like all these veggies. Like I'm not just eating them to, I feel like some people, it seems seeing some bodybuilders, it's like with some of their meals, they'll be like, oh yeah, 100 grams of green beans. And it's like pulling teeth watching them eat it. They just like don't enjoy it. I actually love all of this veg. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys think there's something really bad about how much veg I have, because it just seems to definitely not be the norm from what you see like in all these full days of eating. It just seems to be typically like people have 100 grams of veg with a meal, and they have like from like very limited sources. Anyway, I'm not trying to like do a holier than thou thing. This is how I do it. Obviously it helps with satiety as well, but this isn't like I'm chasing volume and drug. I could easily add an extra like half a kilo of zucchini to this if I really was just trying to like stuff myself full. Like I said, I'm not just chasing volume. Yeah. Eggplant is one that I'm pretty new to in terms of like, in the grand scheme of things. I haven't been eating eggplant for many years. I only really started getting onto the eggplant train while I've been here in Bangkok. It never really interested me before, but I've learned a good way of cooking it, and yeah, absolutely been loving eggplant. And pumpkin, I don't know how I forgot about how good pumpkin is. Going into this dieting phase, once I switched out from like rice when calories got low enough and I started having pumpkin, it's just crazy. Like how good it tastes. It's hard to believe how it has such little carbs in it. That is meal number, it doesn't look quite as nice as it did before I attacked it. That's meal number 3. I'm gonna eat this, and I'll see you guys for meal number 4. Meal number 4, very similar to meal number 3, but let me sit down and give you guys the rundown. Meal number 4. So to make it simple, imagine meal number 3, except 2 eggs instead of olive oil is the fat source, and it's just chicken, no fish, and it's a bit less of like meat protein to account for the protein from the eggs. The veg I've done very similar. as the last meal. I think I've done zucchini instead of eggplant, and I've done some cucumber and some tomato. I've just kept fresh and didn't cook. Well, I would never cook the cucumber, but sometimes I cook the tomato. Anyway, I've done that fresh just to like break up the hot and the cold, bit of crunch. I've also got 2 mini nori sheets here, like dried seaweed sheets that I'll like make a little sushi roll halfway through. Yeah, pre-boiled eggs from 7-Eleven for like $1, like soft boiled ones that I showed in that last video. Yeah, veg is the same. If I haven't done it already, I'll put on the screen the calories and the macros and a list of everything that's in it. Yeah, that's pretty much meal 4. Only 1 meal to go, which, spoiler, if you don't want to keep watching, is very similar to the meal 5 from the high day video, except it is just less quantities and no rice flour, and yeah, less quantity of the ingredients. Oh, this meal has 50 grams of pineapple as well, which I don't have on here. I'll eat all this, then I'll go and grab it at the end. I've got some pineapple from one of the street vendors in the fridge. All right, enough yap. That is meal 4. Okay, one more yap. The way I go about eating this is I'll eat all of like the veg first. Okay, there's not an exact science, but basically I always leave the eggs and like a bit of pumpkin till the end, like the best part, if you wanted to know how I go about eating it. All right, that's it. No more yap. I'll see you guys probably for the final meal, and we'll wrap up this full day of eating, and I'll show you guys the total calories and macros for the day. All right, here it is, the final meal, meal number 5. And you might be thinking, it seems a little bit early for my final meal because I'm not eating this right now. Let me explain. I know this isn't actually socializing, filming a YouTube video, but it does like burn me out, and I really just don't want to have to still film this final clip in like an hour and a half when I'm actually eating this meal. So I've made it up now. I'm going to chuck it in the fridge. But first things first, calories, macros, and what is in this meal, I'll chuck on the screen now. Yeah, 300 grams of yogurt, 30 grams of cereal, 250 grams of mulberries, 20 grams of almond butter, and I make sure I get a dark roast almond butter. It just tastes so much better than like a bad one. And 30 grams of whey protein isolate. That is the final meal. So let me go and put this in the fridge, and then I will give you guys the totals for today's low day, full day of eating. All right, so as you guys will maybe be able to see on the screen now, I'll leave a little space for it. Just over 2,500 calories for this low day. I say so much. Hunger, not too bad. It's all in the dome. Easy. Was not that hard. Hunger-wise, love all those meals. They all taste good. Glad I've been able to show you guys a high day and a low day before this fat loss phase ends. Don't know exactly what's going to happen with my calories from Thursday next week onwards. I know that I'm going to be at maintenance up until I go to Bali, while I'm in Bali, before we start pushing food when I get back from that. What that number's going to be, I have to assume if my high days have been 4,000, that my maintenance is going to be at least a tiny bit above that, even if it's only 100 calories above that. But I'll be happy with anything, to be honest. I just follow the plan, and it sounds so cringy and cliche, but just execute on the plan that my coach gives me and just enjoy the process. Once again, another big cliche. But guys, questions, things you want to know, anything you want to let me know, either comments, please don't be shy. I am very keen for this next growth season. It's not good to get fixated on like body weight or anything like that, but in saying that, given where my composition's at, how I've responded, I definitely see getting over that 120 kilo mark in my very near future. So excited for that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know anything that you guys want to see differently, if you like the style of the video, all of that. I'm feeling good about making these, and I might be on a bit of a run. Doing 2 videos this close together has probably never happened for me, so could be the start of like a weekly thing, who knows. Probably see you guys next for a Bali vlog, unless I take you guys through, maybe not a full day of eating, but like a bit of training or a bit of a day in the life before I go to Bali, once my food's bumped up and I can go to a cafe and do some macro matching around here. Anyway, I'm off. Thanks for watching, guys.